Good afternoon, friends. It's Good Friday, and normally we don't have a Good Friday service. We normally don't have access to our church on Fridays, so we haven't had one before. But with our special circumstances, we can actually have a Good Friday devotional, and I thought I'd just share some thoughts with you this afternoon as we commemorate this Good Friday. What is so good about Good Friday? Have you ever asked that question? A day that celebrates the execution of an innocent man. How on earth can this be good? I know others have probably asked this question. Um, the cross is a form of execution, and perhaps is considered one of the most brutal forms that was ever devised by man. And yet, people will wear crosses as jewelry, kind of like mine I'm wearing. But we don't wear electric chairs as jewelry, and we don't wear hangman nooses as earrings or anything else. What makes the cross so special? I think in order to understand why Good Friday is good and why the cross is to be a symbol to be appreciated, we need to understand the context of what happened on Good Friday. You see, God is perfect and holy, and he cannot coexist with sinful beings for eternity. There must be a separation from them. And we as human beings are far from being perfect. We are sinful and broken and completely separated from God. In order for sin to be atoned for, there must be blood shed. You can look at many religions, and there's an understanding of this need for shed blood in order to atone for sin and wrongdoings. Now, as Christians, we believe that God sent his son Jesus into the world, making him God incarnate, living completely as a human. And he lived a sinless life and was unjustly accused and sentenced to death on a Roman cross. Jesus died on that cross, making him the proverbial sacrificial lamb, so that everyone on the planet could potentially be reconciled to God as they believe and receive who Jesus truly is and his sacrifice for them. Romans chapter 5 kind of clarifies this a little bit in verses 6 through 10. It says, "For while we were still weak, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. For one will scarcely die for a righteous person, though perhaps for a good person one would dare even die. But God shows his love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Since therefore we have now been justified by his blood, much more shall we be saved by him from the wrath of God. For if while we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his Son, much more now that we are reconciled shall we be saved by his life." Friends, it's because of this good news that on this day, 2,000 years ago, God made it possible to have his precious creation draw near to him again, righting the wrong that took place in the Garden of Eden. That is why we call this Good Friday and why we celebrate the cross. Tune in 3 days from now, and you'll get a more full understanding as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. God bless you. Have a blessed rest of your day. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye, friends.